Good afternoon. And thank you, Ms. Wood, for that fulsome introduction. Lyndon Johnson, I've told this before, so forgive me if you've heard it before, but Lyndon Johnson was addressing the Canadian Parliament, and they did a similar thing. And he started out by saying, as he was saying his salutations, he said, you know, my father would have thanked you, my mother would have believed you. But it's an honor to be the Member of Parliament for Fox Hill and to have the long associations with the people of the Fox Hill Constituency, and in particular on this occasion, the residents of the Eastwood community. This is a community I'm very jealous of, and I think I told you this a long time ago. It's because there are no wires. Everything is underground, and except for around the park here. But that makes it a very special place. And my wish is that the investment that people have made in their homes, that we do everything that we possibly can to enhance the value of these properties, because they tell you that the major investment for most people, the major investment, is the investment in your home. And secondly, the investment in a home says a lot about people and the belief they have in the future. Because most of us have to go to the bank to get the home. Most of us are these times tied up for 30 years paying mortgages. So when you make a commitment to go to a bank to buy a house which is to become your home, you're making an investment in the future. And you've made a decision that the future is better than the past. So our job as public officials is to make sure that we deliver a future which is better than the past. So one of the things we want to do is to ensure that this is a proper recreation spot for the people of Eastwood. The protection of it as a recreation spot enhances the value of your homes. And we paid particular attention to trying to make sure that this maintains itself as an open space. We didn't want it crowded with too many things. And because it's a maturing neighborhood, there was also the request for a walking track, because we all know that in health, prevention is better than a cure. And just the simple act of walking every morning for 45 minutes or for half an hour makes a difference in terms of your health. And people say that you can't stave off death. Well, this is true, but you can also make sure that the quality of your life while you're alive is at a certain quality. So that's why we do it. In terms of my own work and work ethic, I hope that what the example is to everyone is that you cannot be half pregnant. That's an impossibility. You're either in it or you're out of it. And there's a song from Cat Island that says, I want the whole hog. And that's my view. I'm in it for the long term. I'm in it for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer. I sure want to go as far as until death do us part, but you know how it is. I think the Anglicans have now changed it to as long as we both shall live. That sounds a little better. But you get the point, is that this is a serious business. There are people's lives that are being affected by this, and I want to make sure that the quality of life that I enjoyed growing up as a boy in New Providence is one that is shared by people around our country, and that the quality of life is enhanced. So in that connection, I welcome someone from the next generation of our leaders, who's Wade Watson, the Parliamentary Secretary of the Office of the Prime Minister, or the Ministry of Economic Affairs. And he is, in a line, a computer whiz. I could never begin to understand it. Someone was trying to explain to me what cryptocurrency is. I said, I don't get it. I know what a boat is. I know what a house is. I know what land is. I know what a dollar is. But the rest of it, I don't get it. But there are some people who get it. And no doubt that's where things are going into the future. So we have to make sure that not only does the present generation have to be connected, but we have to make sure that those coming behind us have the tools to compete, not only in their own country, but across the world. And he has been tasked by the Prime Minister with the job of organizing that effort on behalf of the government. And he's done an excellent job of it. So one of the tasks is to ensure that on our public parks, there's free Wi-Fi. And this is a rollout which has been going on for some time. It's taken a bit longer to get to us, largely because of my own schedule, not because it wasn't ready. But we've now come to this appointed day. And I'm very proud of the fact that this is a program which the government has embraced. And I hope, well, I know it's going to be used. Yes, yes. I know it's going to be used. Because I see that someone has an icon now for a connection which says, stop stealing other people's Wi-Fi. Yes. If you go, I don't know who put that up, but if you go on the connection for Wi-Fi, you'll see that come up as one of the connections. So don't try it, because the Wi-Fi is available now on the park. I want to recognize the superintendent, Strawn, who is at the back, who is now in charge of the Fox Hill Constituency and area, who's just come in. But this is a good work. But I want to say that, to make a social comment, because people are getting anxious about technology. And I really just want to say that I understand things are new and all the rest of it, and people are talking about AI and what AI is going to do and what it's not going to do. AI is not going to do anything, because human beings run things. AI doesn't run anything, believe me. And secondly, these are tools. These are tools. Someone was remarking because they saw a woman who must have weighed 120 pounds, and she was driving a big Mack truck. And I said, well, the truck is just a tool. Just like the pilots can lift into the air an A380, which is an aircraft over 20 tons. These things work for us. They don't work for them. We don't work for them. So it's a tool. But human beings need social contact. And what, if anything, we found out during the pandemic, it is the fact that notwithstanding the technology, you still need to touch and feel people. Human beings need to be in touch with one another. And that's why at the end of the day, we revolted against all of the curfews and all of the rest of it. Because come what may, we have to meet and greet and talk with one another. I'm happy that my branch has joined us here, along with other civic leaders of the Fox Hill community and constituency. And I welcome them. And this is a message which we try to spread far and wide. This is about a people's business. It's not about, technology is just a tool to keep us connected, but it's people that count. And I know, because there's a political story now. In 2000 2017, we opened the Fox Hill Community Center with a great deal of flourish. Governor General, Prime Minister, half the cabinet, and the swimming pool. 64,000 views on my Facebook page. And then I was called down to a meeting in a community about 3/4 of a mile down the street from where the community center is. And they asked me, this was just before the election, what have you done for Fox Hill? And I said, well, we just put up a community center just up the road. And they said, community center? What community center? So I described the building, where it is. And then they said, oh, that blue building, I wondered what that was. That's how life is. People need contact. Facebook is not a substitute, and neither is WhatsApp. We have to be in touch with one another. But these are tools to make our life better. So Wade Watson is going to come to you now and explain to you what cryptocurrency is. All of you get your pencils and papers out because you're going to make a fortune by nightfall. But I'm glad to have him here. He's the Member of Parliament for Baintown, and he's the Parliamentary Secretary. So please come at this time.
Thank you, Minister.